Now, veteran gospel singer and preacher Dr. Reuben Kigame has officially announced his intention to contest the presidency in the 2027 general elections. Kigame, who was barred from vying in the 2022 polls, said Kenyans deserve a fresh alternative after what he termed as Kenya Kwanza's failure to deliver on its campaign promises. He accused President William Ruto of making endless declarations about fighting corruption without translating them into tangible action. Presenting himself as the best candidate to unseat President Ruto, Kigame pledged to champion integrity in leadership and ease the tax burden on Kenyans. He maintained that what the country needs most are clean hands in governance and a practical approach to economic relief.
Here are two letters. This letter is dated 14th, granting us the permission to be able to hold a meeting to declare that I'm running for office. This second one is dated 18th, canceling the same permission. That's how contradictory this government is. And guess what? I went to Kenyatta Market not to have a public rally as intended, but instead to have a press conference, just address the media and say, my constitutional right is here, I'll be vying for office. And guess what? They poured police.
Kuanzia sasa tunatangaza msimamo wetu kwamba tumaini la nchi hii linapatikana, na tukiungana pamoja kama Wakenya nyuma ya baba Reuben Kigame tunaenda kupata uongozi ulio wa haki.
For me, I don't see him as a PWD, I see him as a leader. Him coming out and standing strong and raising out our voice, it shows that you should not look at our disabilities but look at our competence.
I urge every youth to go and mobilize fellow youth to register as voters, to join Kigame's team and join us so that we can liberate this country.
Now, moving on, former Deputy President and DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua jets back today after a 6-week stay in the U.S., where he openly criticized the government and accused unnamed figures of sabotaging his office. His plane is expected to land at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport at noon, with his party calling on 1 million supporters to welcome him. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has said security agencies are on high alert to protect citizens and property during the reception. He warned that any attempts to incite violence or disrupt public order would be met with legal action, assuring that the National Police Service is fully prepared. The Democracy for the Citizens Party has planned a grand procession from JKIA to Nairobi CBD, culminating in a rally at the Kamukunji grounds. Deputy Party Leader Cleopas Malala and Nairobi patron Irungu Nyakera have urged supporters to turn up in large numbers, what they describe as the mother of all peaceful processions.
Any person, any political party, any politician calling for a meeting, just need them to notify the police, and they must ensure that their meeting is peaceful and does not lead to situations of disrupting the peace for others or burning of property or looting.
Mtu yote akivuja sheria bila shaka pia na anashughulikiwa namna hiyo kwa mujibu wa sheria. Kwa hiyo msimamo wetu ni tunatarajia yakifika atakuja tu kama Mkenya mwingine ule, anaingia tu hapa nchini alafu anaelekea kulingana na mipango yake imepanga. Hakuna mtu yote ambao wako above the law. Kwa hivyo kama kuna sheria yoyote ambayo imevunjwa, then statements zinaandikwa ni kweli.
We are well informed and we know that tomorrow national security agencies will be in tow both at the airport and during the procession. As such, we want to make this clear. We are a peaceful people, and our meet and greet the Nairobi people tomorrow is as such.
Moving on, MPs will on Thursday, August 21st, begin a two-day retreat in Mombasa to review Parliament's mandate. Speaker Moses Wetangula, who will preside over the forum, said the meeting will evaluate progress made since January and urged MPs to safeguard their intention. The retreat is themed Renewing Leadership Synergy and Committee for Responsible Discharge of the Mandate of the National Assembly. Wetangula told members that their integrity must remain beyond reproach in the face of growing public criticism. On Friday, MPs will hold a joint session with the judiciary led by Chief Justice Martha Koome. Discussions will focus on the strengthening cooperation between the two arms of government, with input from former Zambian Speaker Patrick Mbitini, retired Supreme Court Judge Njoki Ndongo, and Rarieda MP Otiende Amolo. Moving on, the Senate has scheduled a three-day plenary session to hear the impeachment motion against Kericho Governor Eric Mutahi. The trial will run from August 27th to 29th after senators rejected a proposal to have the matter handled by an 11-member special committee. The motion to form the committee, moved by Senate Majority Leader Aaron Cheriot, collapsed for lack of a seconder. This marks the second time Governor Mutahi is facing impeachment by the Kericho County Assembly, which accuses him of gross misconduct.
Plenary. Senate shall then investigate the matter in plenary on Wednesday, 27th of August 2025, Thursday, 28th of August 2025, and Friday, 29th.
I beg to move and request the Leader of Minority, Senator Justice Retired Stewart Mazayo, to second this motion.
Asante Mstahiki Speaker. Mimi nakataa.
If the seconder is not ready to second the motion, so the motion die there, or maybe we can initiate another motion another day.
The proposed person was the minority leader, who did not second the motion. The majority leader did not appoint any other person. It is his motion.
Moving on, Senate Speaker Amason Kingi has firmly defended the senators against allegations of extortion and bribery made by President William Ruto. Kingi maintained that the Senate upholds the highest standards of integrity in its role of overseeing county governments. He challenged President Ruto to provide concrete evidence if legislators had indeed received money to influence their stance during the impeachment processes. The Speaker also dismissed claims by ODM leader Raila Odinga that county assemblies, rather than the Senate, should oversee county governments, insisting that the Senate remains constitutionally mandated to play that role.
The Senate has conducted the impeachment proceedings in accordance with the Constitution and the law and has made its determination on the basis of the evidence and the law. In respect, as in the matters, in this respect, as in the other matters, the Senate welcomes information of any evidence of inducement or other impropriety by any senator for appropriate action in this regard. The leadership of the Senate has also noted that the allegations have not included material particulars, including the specific individual senators against whom the allegations of bribery are made. Senators are called to a very high office of responsibility and accountability and are required under the Constitution to live up to a very high standard of integrity and accountability. Article 96(3) is explicit that the Senate determines the allocation of the national revenue among counties as provided for in Article 217 of the Constitution and exercises oversight over national revenue allocated to the county governments.
Now, the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, has strongly rejected former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's proposal to devolve education to counties. Secretary General Akelo Misori said devolving the sector would weaken it, noting that counties are already struggling to manage health and early childhood development. Misori cited poor pay for ECD teachers, inadequate classrooms, lack of infrastructure, and frequent strikes in health and education as evidence that counties are unfit to handle schools. He warned that placing teachers under the control of county assemblies would be disastrous, urging that education remain a national function. Instead, KUPPET is calling for reforms to strengthen the sector, including making public education free at all levels, promoting more teachers and addressing shortages. The union also wants junior secondary schools domiciled in secondary institutions in a gradual phase-out of boarding schools by 2030.
Teachers of this country cannot accept to be under MCAs, by the way. Yes. It is likely also to bring the ever-yawning inequality that we have experienced and marginalization that we have experienced in this country. And those are the key issues which are there. If we were to accept devolution, then it means that we are sure that we have defined education to be an equalizer, and therefore every county has the same standards of facilities, every country has got the same understanding and can pay their teachers well.
Jambo lingine natakana mzee wa kazi Raila anaambia Ruto na serikali ni kwamba tuondoe boarding schools. Tukuwe na msimu ambayo wanafunzi wote wanaenda kwenye day school na wanarudi nyumbani kana wazazi wao. Na hivi ndio vile iko katika dunia nzima.
Now, university and college students are yet to receive money from the Higher Education Loans Board, HELB, days after the government announced the release of 9.46 billion Kenya shillings for tuition and upkeep. The students say the funds have not reflected in their personal or institutional accounts, leaving many struggling to meet daily expenses and are unable to clear fee balances. At Kisii University, learners have decried the delay, urging the government to fast-track the disbursement to ease their financial hardships.
And that programming needs money. I have to buy some batteries to at least get it functional, and with that one also needs money.
And then they are telling me to visit the student finance. Nikienda student finance, they are saying that their money is not there. So I want them to be clear that kama wamelipa hii pesa tujue, because I have gone to the student finance, wananiambia hiyo pesa ijalipwa kwa account yangu ya student.